Hey everyone, how's everyone doing tonight? I hope that you guys are doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. Hey Lisa, how are you? I hope that you are doing wonderful. Cleo's trying to figure out how she's going to be a part of this. I'm in my cozy corner over here because this chair is just so comfortable. And I sort of falled out this kind of area with my new very, very soft blanket. And then I kind of also put fall decorations and stuff here. And Cleo is like, listen, I need to be a part of all of the things. So she is now laying on the ottoman. Hey, Renee, how are you? Hi, Cat Reads. Hey, Ellen. Hi, Roxy. How's everybody doing? How's your week going? We are, is it Friday or Saturday is October 1st, and I cannot wait for just all October and then November. Nick's gonna be a year old in November. Oh my gosh, I still haven't planned his birthday party or anything like that. But tonight we are going to be talking about The Time for Murder is Meow, which I realized that I had the arc for this book for a really long time, but I don't know where it went. Somewhere in the move, it got put somewhere, but the cover was vastly different. It was like this purpley kind of cover instead of the cover that it is now. I actually like the cover that we have now a little bit more. It makes me want to pick it up more. This month flew by so fast. It really did. I did not get to read all of the books that I thought that I was going to read. And don't even get me started on the fact that my husband is beating me currently on book count. Not by just a little. Sunday, Friday is National Coffee Day. Yes. Hey, yes, I hope everybody is well. Hi, Ivy. So good to see you. So let me give sort of a synopsis of The Time for Murder is Meow. I've typed it so many times in my computer that now I can't spell. The Time for Murder is Meow. I've typed it so many times that it just starts popping up. But let's see. It says Chriselle Shell McMillan sees the cancellation of her TV series as a blessing in disguise. The former actress can now take over her late aunt's pet shop, the Purrin Bark, which is weird, right? Because it was called Urban Tales, right? That's what I'm remembering. It was called Urban Tales. And do something that she loves. While she is getting ready for reopening, Shell is asked to loan her aunt's Cary Grant posters to the local museum for an exhibit. She finds the prospect exciting until a board member who has a long-standing feud with Shell's aunt votes against it. When she discovers the board member dead in the museum, Shell becomes suspect number one. Can she, her Siamese cat Kalua, and her new sidekick, her aunt's Persian Purdy, find the real culprit, or will her latest career go up in kitty litter? What are your guys' thoughts? Give me your star or Cleo rating. See, you're perfect right there, baby girl. Yeah, perfect right there. Give me your ratings for The Time for Murder is Meow. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 3.5 stars, but I rounded up to a 4 on Goodreads. So I thought that it was closer to a 4 than to a 3 personally. Let's see. I placed next book's month on hold. 59 people are waiting for one? Goodness gracious. Hey, Alicia, so good that you're here. Hi, Marilyn. Okay, Lisa, we've got 3 Cleos, 3 Cleos, 3 Cleos, 4 Cleos, 3 Cleos, 3.5 Cleos. That's not bad. That's pretty good, especially like considering I have another book club that I host here at my house. And the past 2 months books have been like one I DNF'd. So I didn't even finish my own book club's book because it just was so horrible. And then the one that we're reviewing on Friday, guys, I haven't even finished it yet. And I am not enjoying it either. It's not a cozy mystery book club, obviously. Okay. So, what were your guys' thoughts when it came to Shell? So, she'd always been in the limelight when it came to her sort of like TV career. The way that I pictured it was as though she was part of like an NCIS kind of show or a castle or something along those lines, like Law and Order-esque. What were your thoughts of her leaving that profession that she has known her whole entire life, to then opening up her Aunt Tilly's shop? Did you like what did you guys think about her sort of adjusting to that? Because normally we see a little bit more of the main character's profession in a book, even in the first book. But with this one, we started over fresh with her the way she started over fresh. So we haven't actually seen her have really like she said that she had a love for animals and that maybe in another life she would have been a veterinarian. Like, what were your thoughts on like the realistic expectations that she has for herself for keeping her aunt's shop going? Like, I feel part of me is really excited about that because of course I love all of my cozy companions, and I liked the idea that every time she was sort of going around town, that everybody was like, well, they, Aunt Tilly had this special treat for this animal and this special, this special, uh, you know, it was like treat or food or whatever. What did you guys think? I'm a little glad she didn't open the store yet. It gives her more time to sleuth without us wondering why the store was closed. Yes. Okay. I love that because there are a lot of times I just read a cozy. I don't remember which one it was, but they were supposed to be a florist and they were gone so often that I feel like you like and it was only the first book in the series, but I feel like you couldn't really call it a florist cozy because I didn't really even get the feel of the shop. At least with this one, I did get a feel of like how the shop looked and how it was supposed to act. She never really wanted to be an actor, so I think she may have been looking for a change. Yes. I found both her and Gary leaving acting and a successful career a real stretch. If she had been a struggling actress, it would have been more plausible. That is a good point. I agree with Renee, felt the same way. I did. I can see that. Yeah. Liking the idea that we sort of, got our footing in the small town of Fox Hollow. I loved the name of Fox Hollow, by the way. Like, I thought that was that's just a cozy name. I just want to like curl up with like a really, really soft blanket and just dive into a book. I understood. So when it comes to this, like with what Alicia said, I understand why she left because she never really wanted, like Ellen said, she never really wanted to be an actor in the first place. It was sort of something that she sort of like fell into or was sort of pushed by with her mom. And so I can see her leaving. I do feel like it was a stretch for Gary Presser to leave. though what did you guys think about Gary as a character? He gave me, if you've read the Bake Shop Mystery series, like he gave me Lance vibes, just like in like the BFF category is sort of what I got from him. Like I loved that he was so into helping her settle down and was like, well, I've been working with you for 10 years. I wish that she wouldn't have been so annoyed with him at the beginning, because the way that she described Gary was at the beginning of the book was sort of like he was annoying or something like that. Like I didn't feel like they had a very close relationship. But then when Gary came into town and the way he treated her as someone who was like so close to him that he would be willing to like leave and come and help her, I feel like their relationship was closer than she let on. So I feel I would have liked there to be some more I guess like words are hard today apparently, like more vibing with that um than the way it was. um I thought Gary was so fun. I loved their friendship, and I'm glad that he decided to stay and hang out with her. I loved Gary. I listened to the audio. Let's just say I was surprised he had girlfriends. I was also surprised that he had girlfriends. I really thought that he was going to be very much Lance. But no, very much a player kind of a man. So I liked that. Gary is fun, but he's gonna have to find a job real quick with how much he eats and for his own place. Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. For how I felt so bad for him. Every single time they went to go and eat, she got distracted and was like, oh no, look, a clue. And then he was like, but my food. I just, every single time I died, like the first couple times I was like, oh, that's annoying. But then whenever it became like an actual bit, now if I continue, sorry, Cleo knocked over one of my candles. If I continue, like I'm gonna expect that he's gonna be starving the whole entire time. Like I'm gonna need that. I loved he always wanted to eat and never got to. It took me a while to like him because she did paint him as if he were just a coworker and not a friend, but I love him now. Exactly. Like I'm glad, Roxy, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that got that kind of vibe, because that's exactly how I felt whenever she was describing him, like because she kept ignoring his phone calls and things like that. Like I really did feel as though she would have like I feel like she would have said more about him to me. So the premise of the story is Aunt Tilly has passed away from a sudden illness, and the museum is holding a Cary Grant-esque kind of I guess like exhibit or movies exhibit. I can't really remember, but she Shell has decided to donate or give on loan her aunt's movie memorabilia, because even though she wasn't an actor, her sister was, and so was Shell, and so she was very much into that. And the board, it was split 3 by 4, and 4 people said no for this very, very well curated display of movie memorabilia to not be on display at the museum. And I feel I do like how Shell got into the mystery. Like it kind of made sense for me because she wanted to do this one last thing in her aunt's memory. And so I feel like even I would have gone to those other board members, figured out who they were, and gone to them and asked them, what was the reasoning? Like, is it because it's too much work? Like, I would volunteer my time to make sure that it was, well taken care of. I feel like that was believable. Do you guys feel like it was believable? Like how, because there's a lot of times when we're reading cozy mysteries and it's not it doesn't make sense as to how the I feel like I just leaned back. So I feel like in cozies that sometimes when the sleuth gets in the middle of the mystery, it doesn't make sense as to how they got into it or why they put their nose into it. It's not believable. And I know that there are some instances where we have to suspend our belief because we're reading something that's fiction. But when it comes to, you can only suspend so much before it just doesn't seem plausible at all. So, what were your guys' thoughts when it came to her getting sort of in the middle of all of the drama within the museum? Like I feel like it was pretty natural and pretty well thought out. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Um because I felt like it was like, yeah, I felt like it was a good segue into her getting her nose into the business of all of the mystery behind it. And it made sense that um she would get a call from Amelia later, like trying to clear the air. I thought that was really, really interesting. So let me know what you guys think. I do feel like the connection with the sleuth and her reasoning for sleuthing made sense. Yes, I agree, Lisa. Very, very much so. Um, so what were your thoughts on the welcome wagon for to Fox Hollow? So with Rita, Ron, and Olivia. Rita was she owned the coffee shop and bakery. Ron was the florist, and Olivia was the dance instructor for that. I thought it was okay for her to get involved, but I don't know what kind of lawsuit she would have. That's true. Yeah, like when she started like threatening lawsuits, I was like, hey, 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 hey. I think you're going a little far with that. Um, but I feel like like her going and talking to them in general was pretty good. Cause so with the welcome wagon to Fox Hollow, I feel like I liked that as a way to introduce a group of characters from the town that sometimes would have gotten lost in a different like whenever you sort of spread out the introductions in the same book. Yes, thank you, Alicia. Yes, I liked the welcome wagon. It was a nice way to introduce side characters quickly. And I'm one of those people that I'm such a visual learner that I loved that the basket also represented what each one of them did in the town. So there was like baked goods and coffee, that's from Rita. There's flowers, that's from Ron. And then there was like, I think there was like a gift card or something from Olivia. And I really, really liked that aspect of it. I thought that that was a smart way to introduce those as well. Uh, Loved them, especially Olivia. I started really, really loving Olivia when she started flirting with Gary. I just like I shipped that real hard. It was a nice intro, a good source of gossip, and gives the cozy town feel right away. Yeah, that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about that. And that's my next question is how cozy did the town feel to you? I feel like with the welcome wagon and the quick introduction of those three, we got a good really quick visual of the shops that are around on that main street area. I liked that you could sort of get a good vibe is my word tonight apparently, on how everything sort of was felt out and laid out for the reader. I liked that when they went to the coffee shop, I could visualize what the coffee shop looked like. Like, did it sort of look like Luke's Diner in my head from Gilmore Girls? A little bit. But I can see them looking out the windows in the crosswalk and her seeing, was it Londa? Hold on. I think it was Londa. And Amelia arguing. I could really feel that and see that. Um, I liked the wagon. We got a chance to know them a little. Agreed. I really, really enjoyed that aspect, and I really did feel like I was able to get um, a pretty good vibe on how the town was set up and how it just felt cozy to me. Um, I like the town. We got a good intro, and I think the town will become even more of a character as the series goes on. I agree. She set a really good groundwork for building on what the main street and the town um, will be in future books in the series. I think that there are, let me see, how many books in this series are there? So there's only one right now, and the first one was published in 2019. So it's been a little while. So I don't know. Have you guys seen if there's going to be any more books in this series from her? Because I don't see. Oh, okay. So now I'm very confused because I'm clicking on Amazon and it looks like there is another book in the series, or there are 3 books in the series. So it looks to me that when I got the purpley yellow cover, she had called it the Purr and Bark Pet Shop. But now it is the Urban Tales Pet Shop. And there's book 2 is Killers of a Feather. And book 3 is Death Steals the Spotlight. So it looks like there are 3 in the series, and there might be more coming out. So that's good to know. It's very confusing having multiple versions of the same book on here. Sorry, I digress. But I did enjoy the town setup. How did you feel about the amount of characters that seemed like staples in the series being introduced so early? We just talked about that. What were your thoughts on Per Day? I was very, very excited about Per Day being a rescue. If you guys do not follow me on like Instagram, I recently lost Willow. My Pekingese, she was almost 15 years old, and I have had her since 2008. And I have been looking into rescue dogs because I really miss because right now we only have Cleo as an animal right now, and so I have been really looking into rescues here in my town, and because I want to save a puppers, but I really liked the idea that Aunt Tilly rescued Per Day, and I liked how feisty Per Day was, and I liked how much Kahlua, which is Shell's cat that she brought with her, I like the sassiness between Per Day and Kahlua. I thought that was really, really well done. I liked that as well. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Yeah, she was my baby. Like she was my high school graduation gift. I graduated in 2008, and so she had been through all of the things in my life. I liked Per Day. Thank you. I was so happy that there was a differently abled rescue. Yes, because Per Day was missing an eye. And I love that the only thing that made Shell hesitate was if Kahlua was going to like Per Day. It wasn't anything to do with with Per Day being differently abled. There were too many characters in the beginning of the book. Loved Per Day. He had so much personality, and he seemed so appreciative to have a new home with Shell. I agree. And I loved that he just seemed like such a chill cat, and I feel I he helped propel the story forward where it would normally have stalled out. Um uh Per day, I think, was instrumental in solving the mystery. I think will help solve mysteries. I agree. I feel like if you guys have ever read, I think it is Sophie Kelly's Magical Cats Mystery series. I'm looking at it on my bookshelf over there. I really, really love Hercules and Owen. um are the main character. I think her name's I think her name's Kathleen. She's a librarian in that series. I love how instrumental they are to solving the mysteries within that series. So I really hope that Per Day continues to have a shining role in this series. I don't see why he wouldn't, since it is called Urban Tales. But I really, really liked the idea that he could be a shop cat at the pet store. Like that made a lot of sense. So sorry about Willa. My rescue baby is now 15. Oh yeah, it gets harder as they get older, but you just have to love them even softer. I could see Kahlua smacking Per Day in my mind. Yeah, like you can just see like the, what are you doing? What are you doing? I I really, really enjoyed sort of like the comedic relief that they gave a lot of serious situations as well. I enjoyed that. So continuing with the mystery, Shell is seen by Josh, the she didn't know at the time, but our detective, getting into a pretty public argument with Amelia, basically in the town square, about her aunt's potential exhibit. And that's where Shell sees Amelia also getting in an argument with another character. I think his name was Garrett Newt, Knute, Newt. He's part of the museum board, and it seems like we find that. Sorry, I think you're brave to say we only have Cleo. Cleo is sitting right there. Oh, she'll let me know later. Yeah, yeah. She's being all sweet for the camera currently, but she sleeps on my head, so sometimes I wake up to claws in my hair. So we shall see. Um, Amelia has a lot of enemies. So we've got Aunt Tilly, who has passed away. I really enjoyed the mystery within a mystery. I feel like I wish it would have been drawn out a little bit more. You guys know how much of a weakness I have for mysteries within mysteries. I love them so much. And so I feel like I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more drawn out as to why Tilly and Amelia um, had such a huge falling out. And then I also wished that it wouldn't have been about a boy. That, but if like that just annoyed me. But it was like I think it was like the 50s or 60s when it occurred. So I guess it makes sense with them being young adolescents. But um, I digress. So we've got Aunt Tilly and Amelia who do not uh, agree. And we find that as Shell is going through and sort of talking to all of the board members and just people in the town in general, um, I feel like uh, it made sense as to why there would be a lot of people who might want Amelia dead. She It seemed like blackmail was her middle name, and she just twisted things into the way that it was actually really hard for me to figure out the who done it. So before I reveal the who done it, unless you've already looked at or I mean you've already read it, but who did you originally think was the killer before I reveal who the killer was? So we've got, these are some of the suspects. We've got Shell was a suspect, but we know that she did not do it. We have um let's see. We've got Maisie, the museum director. We've got Lawrence Peabody, Jennifer Rubin, Andy, Londra Lewis, Garrett Newt. We also have Quentin Watson, who could be potential, Carolyn Hart, and Melvin Fuller. There were a lot of people who very much did not like Amelia that could have potentially killed her. I don't know if they're like, as I've been writing my cozy mysteries and the course that I am taking, you don't normally want more than 4 or 5 um potential suspects. That was a lot more than 4 or 5 potential suspects. So who did you think killed Amelia before it was revealed? Or did you think, or did you know? Did you figure it out? Because I sure as heck did not figure it out. I personally thought that it was Londra and Melvin, the bad accountant gambler person. I thought that they were seeing each other and that they did it together because Londra did not like. She was seen multiple times arguing with Amelia. She also admitted as much to Shell that she was not sorry that she was dead. So I was like, oh, is that too obvious? But then like there was just so many like potential killers, if you will. Alicia, yeah, I liked the suspect pool. I really didn't know because of all the blackmailing. There was so much blackmailing in this one. Which I wasn't mad at. I wasn't mad at it. Marilyn, I kept guessing. I couldn't figure it out. Neither could I. I kind of figured out who it turned out to be, says Francis. So it turned out to be Maisie, the director of the museum. I like at first I didn't see it coming because like they didn't really talk about her as much other than her being meek and like very just let Amelia sort of, roll over her in a way. So I actually didn't guess it. I feel like there were too many suspects, but I guessed the villain right away. I just wasn't sure why they did it. I guessed right for a change out of a cast of thousands, but it was really more of a lucky guess. So, what were your guys' thoughts as to the reason why Maisie killed Amelia? I finished it earlier this week, so it should still be fresh in my mind. But I thought that it was a good overall reason. I think I remember correctly. Guys, I'm blanking. Because I know that she was trying to, oh my goodness, guys. I am the worst. Why am I not remembering? I just finished it like 2 days ago. Can you guys remind me? Oh, the button. Yes, the button made me think Maisie, but I couldn't come even close to the motive. Yeah, apparently the motive is so vague to me that I can't remember what the motive was. She stole the knives for her boyfriend. Oh, yes, her boyfriend who was the gambler. She did it for him. Oh, to do it for love. Thank you, Alicia. Because apparently I am brain dead at 7:34 in the evening. I'm so sorry. Was that so? How was the mystery for your liking? Was it believable? Were you do you feel like it was well done enough that because I know a lot of you guys, most of the group that has put their ratings rated this between a 3.5, and a 4 stars. I feel like this was an average of a mystery out of all the mysteries that we've read so far this year. I feel like it wasn't my least favorite, but it also wasn't my most absolute jaw-dropping favorite. Um, uh, it was a good reason she would have been fired and disgraced. Yes. Too many suspects. I couldn't even remember who Maisie was, and I didn't care for the motive. It was okay. It was just a strange motive. It was. It was. I feel like that this series has a good foundation to be really, really awesome, because book 2, it says, is the synopsis for book 2 is, with the grand reopening of Urban Tales Pet Shop just days away, Shell McMillan has her hands full planning entertainment for the festive event, including a fortune-telling parrot. That sounds fantastic. But her jubilant mood is soon threatened by ominous rumors of the return of Johnny Draco, a former investment guru who swindled money from most of the residents of Fox Hollow and then vanished without a trace. And when the parrot predicts a dire future for Draco and his dead body is found just hours later, no one can say they are surprised, but no one will say who did it. With virtually everyone in town a suspect, the police turn their focus on a good friend of Shell's who is seen arguing with the victim shortly before his death. Determined to clear her friend's name, Shell begins investigating Draco's past, his former employer, and everyone who lost money to him. And when the trail of clues suggests that there may have been a completely different motive for the murder, Shell suddenly realizes she's uncovered a secret someone would kill to keep hidden. And if she's not careful, the parrot may be predicting she has no future at all. I mean, the second one sounds good. And oh my gosh. So in the second one on the cover, Purday is wearing an eye patch. I'm not sure how I feel about Purday wearing an eye patch in the second book. But on the third book, the cover shows Purday, I think, lying with another cat. That other cat is not Kahlua. So we shall see. But let me know in the comments, are you guys going to continue the series? Do you think you're going to continue the series or no? I think that I probably won't, mostly because that there are so many other series that I have to start to see if I fall in love with them. This one wasn't it wasn't a propelling enough read with the characters. I don't know. Gray was pretty good. I really liked Gray. What is my fascination with side characters? I love the side characters so much. Let's see, Alicia, I would read the second one. I loved the first book's cover. The first book's cover was so good. Yes, I will read the next book. Yay, Ellen, you have to tell me what it's like, because I will trust you. I don't think I'll go out of my way to read more, but if I see it at a used bookstore, maybe. I like your thinking, Renee. I like your thinking. So before we end, we have a winner for magical cozies for October. So it was between the Vampire Knitting Club, In the Company of Witches, and Bait and Witch, all of which have a black cat on the cover. And we had 33 votes total, and In the Company of Witches won with having 45%. And so I will read you the synopsis of that. But let's see. I don't have the desire to continue the series. I have too many other series that I'm reading. Maybe after the new year. I've got so much seasonal TBR. I'm only reading my tried and trues. I like that. I'm not sure. I liked it, but it's not at the top of my list. I agree wholeheartedly with you guys. Okay, so In the Company of Witches by Aura Lee Wallace. For 400 years, the Warren witches have used their magic to quietly help the citizens of the sleepy New England town of Evenfall thrive. There's never been a problem they couldn't handle. But when Constance Graves, a local known for being argumentative and demanding, dies while staying at the bed and breakfast Bren Warren maintains with her aunts, at first it seems like an accident, but it soon becomes clear that there is something more sinister at work. And Aunt Nora is shaping up to be the prime suspect. There's nothing Bren wants more than to prove Nora's innocence, and it hurts her to know that even 2 years ago that might have been easier. Bren, after all, is a witch of the dead, a witch who can commune with ghosts. Ghosts never remember much about their deaths, but Constance might remember something about her life that would help crack the case. But Bren hasn't used her powers since her husband died, and isn't even sure she still can. Bryn will just have to hope that her aunt's magic and her own investigative skills will lead her to answers and maybe back to the gift she once thought herself ready to give up forever. FYI, Vampire Knitting is free on Audible if anybody wants to squeeze it in. I want to read all of these ones, so I probably will. Here's hoping I can read it. Libby has 6 copies, and I'm on hold for it with 59 others. Fingers crossed, Renee. Gilmore Girls plus Practical Magic won me over, right? Like, that just sounds flipping glorious. I can't even. It sounds so good. But thank you all so much for coming tonight to talk about The Time for Murder is Meow. I have already designed the bookmark for next month's book, and it took me a while to do it, but I think it looks really cool and it vibes really well with the cover. But you can go and find that over on the Patreon. It should release. I will get it posted to release on the 1st of October. But good night, everyone. And I will see you guys on the, on comments on my videos and things like that. But I will most certainly see you on our live stream at the end of October. Good night, everyone. Bye.